Hello again, my YouTube fans and fans of chess. So here we are at game 8, round 8, however you want to call it. Most everybody was sort of expecting a battle to the death this time. So far I've always said that people are expecting a little bit too much. I mean, some of these reporters are expecting a fist fight, but both Magnus and Vichy are decent people. Magnus being the child of the two, so we're not going to be expecting that. However, I want to say that listening to the commentary and trying to learn, you know, um, what it takes to prepare for these games, it seems to me that the what they're calling the Roy Lopez Berlin defense was used again, and it was unexpected. I think that listening to the commentary and listening to the conference, the after the game conference, I think that Magnus originally had some difficulty in the past with the Berlin defense, and I think Vichy Anand had originally started to use that as his way of trying to win these games. But Magnus, being the bold, how do I say, he's the kind of guy that when he sees a problem with something he's doing, he takes the bull by the horns and says, "I'm going to fix this." So he turned around and used the same opening, playing white, as to tell Vichy, "Well, I'm prepared for you now." Any case, I thought it was a much more interesting game. Again, the commentators and the people and the reporters, they all seem to be expecting a lot more excitement, to the point where the British Grandmaster commentator was apologizing, and I'm sorry, but you know it's chess. I mean, not for anything. I love chess and I want to promote it and all that stuff, but give me a break, people. We're not going to be pulling out the boxing gloves here. So there is a thing. I mean, I do think that this game was a little faster than I expected, and it ended in they started out with very quick moves. Within the first couple of minutes, there was like a lot of moves already made. Then it slowed down, went into the middle game, and in the end, they started to make fast moves again, right towards a not so common pawn ending. So, and it was a draw. And it was agreed by both almost simultaneously that it was a draw. And the game ended within an hour and a half. Started and ended within an hour and a half. So it was one of the shorter games. I was up till 6 o'clock in the morning. It ended literally a minute before 6, I think, and that's this time, Eastern Standard Time. So, so that would be, let me see, 3:30, 4:30, 3, 4:30, I think, after 4:30 in the afternoon, I think, Indian time. So, in any case, I'm just going to let the game play. I'm not going to question any of these moves. The computer didn't give any of these moves questionable annotations. I watched this on both YouTube and the official website, which gives the board on a computer screen with the moves being made, and it gives some analytics to it. There was some different things being done. Magnus Carlsen tried something new. He moved his rook to e1 after castling. Then they traded the rooks. Okay. So before this game ends, I want to say that Vishy Anand is going to have to now pull a win very soon, because the score sheet now I think is 4.5, 2.5, and as the rules are stated, I think the first one to reach 6.5 points actually wins the tournament. So Vishy is going to have to pull a rabbit out of his hat, so to speak. He's going to have to make a couple of wins, and I believe he has white next. And the fact that he drew playing black, I think if anybody knows anything about chess, black always has a slight disadvantage. White always has a slight advantage right from the beginning of the game, being the first one to be moving. So there's the game. They agreed on a draw. One of the funny things, I don't know if it's funny to you, but to me it was a little humorous. We all noticed that the game started a little early. Or at least I should say that the video started a little early. And then, while the video was still saying standby, it ended up the actual game, or the video for the game room, actually ended up starting late. So, okay. So we were all wondering what's going on here. You know, first we thought it was going to be early, and then it ended up being late. It turns out that there was a random doping test, you know, a drug test for the players. This is done as a normal thing, as the organizers randomly check for various. I mean, you know, I'm laughing, but what can I say? You know, that's part of the rules. I guess that's what they have to go through. They have to check for, you know, who's taking drugs, kind of thing. You know, it's done in the Olympics. It's done in many professional gaming. But in any case, I found it a little humorous. So I believe Anand has white next game. I think tomorrow is, or I should say tonight, or whatever time zone you're in, is a rest day, so there won't be a game until the next day. And Vishy, I believe, has the white pieces. So we're all hoping now that we've seen this quick draw. And as you can see on the board right now, this is not something you always see in chess. You don't always see. Let me see how many pawns we each have. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Each one has 7 pawns, meaning each side has 1 pawn missing at the end of the game, and that's all there is on the board. We have a pawn ending, is what the computer says. That's not something I normally see, and I found it interesting. I mean, the commentators and the journalists and whatnot are saying, "Oh, what a boring game," and you know, every game has its own interesting points. I find it interesting that the pawn structure, first of all, is nearly symmetrical. Not exactly precisely, but nearly symmetrical. I mean, if you just if white just moves his pawn to g3, it would be identical. And I've never seen this before. In all the games that I've looked at, all the games that I've played, I have never seen this structure before. At the end of the game, complete obvious draw, 7 pawns each on the board. So, I don't know. I find it interesting. You find it boring? I'm sorry. And as far as the British commentator, hey, stop apologizing, you nerd. So keep on playing. In the next game I post, let's hope for a good fight. And yes, my clock is chiming. It is 9 p.m. here in New Jersey. Keep on playing, and let's hope for a better game